They had waited years, waited lifetimes to have their pain acknowledged, to have the wrong done to them admitted.
Today I stand before you and acknowledge that what took place in residential schools amounts to nothing short of cultural genocide. It was nothing less than a systematic and concerted attempt to extinguish the spirit of Aboriginal peoples. But as the survivors have shown us, they have survived.
For the Indigenous people of Canada, the First Nations as they're known, this was a moment for tears and cheers. For more than 100 years, generations of children had been forced into residential schools. There they faced physical, sexual and emotional abuse, all in an effort, said the government, to civilise the Indian.
This has been a difficult, inspiring and very painful journey for all of us. The residential school experience is clearly one of the darkest, most troubling chapters in our collective history.
Annie Johnson spent 10 years in a school in British Columbia. She left at the age of 15. 50 years on, she still carries the emotional scars.
The messages that they gave us, like we were heathens, we were pagans. My way of life was no good. At 5 years old, you believe everything that's told you. I'm 65, 60 years past, and I'm still dealing with some of that stuff.
So much more is known about what happened in these schools because of a court case survivors won 8 years ago. Part of the settlement was the establishment of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. That commission has spent the last 5 years travelling the country, gathering testimony, listening to survivors, and everyone lined up here is waiting to get a copy of the final report. The report makes 94 recommendations, but the head of the Assembly of First Nations says it will mean nothing unless there's action.
The operative word will be implementation in action. There's no sense having a report with recommendations and calls to action unless people and governments take it seriously.
It's thought more than 6,000 children died in the schools. The figure may be higher. Record keeping was poor. The guilty could hide their secrets. For many here, they hope the report is not the end, but the beginning. For them, their people, and for Canada. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Ottawa.